Gonna do a catch up here in about 2 weeks. It's been a pretty active couple weeks. Probably should have been recording. I should record, get an update to every 5 days or a week. But this one, where do I begin here? Let's see what's been going on. Passed the certification exam for Microsoft certification. Get programming again, maybe. See if somebody will give me a job. Before this, there had been some. There's this player girl, her name's Jody, that is unhappy about this God thing, and she's kind of like pretending to be a tease on texting and stuff, which has been sort of getting me in the mood to getting horny again. She's kind of sends horny messages, or it seems like, anyway, she's a player. She's just playing. So with all this Brett Favre thing going on, with the sexting and the texting, and everybody's asking everybody for a hookup, I figured I'd try it. So on my Facebook, there was a lady on there, and I sent a message. A pleasant message saying, hey, you're nice looking, and let's mind if we have sex, something to that effect. It's nothing. Anyway, it was a. When I read it, it seems like it's a complimentary. Hey, you're nice looking. I'd like to have sex with you if you don't mind, if you're available and all that stuff. Well, so there's one lady, and she didn't reply, but she took me off the friends list. So I'm like, okay, I need to find out what's going on. I need to find out what's wrong with this message. So I sent it to two more girlfriends on Facebook, but I wanted to send it to them as though it was real. So one lady's named Kim, and I sent it to her, trying to get her reaction so that she would respond like, I'm thinking she's gonna respond, oh, that's funny, Chris, you are, looks like you're overdue for some sex, so something to the effect of some kind of reply like, this is, you're funny, Chris, good one, seriously, Chris, what do you want from me, But what came back was not a good message. Maybe I should read it. It said, no effing way, and if you ever respond to me again, and even close to that kind of tone, I'm going to get you kicked out of the Legion. And when I first read the first part of the message, I thought she was joking. Oh, no effing way. I thought that was maybe it. So I'm like raising a smile, thinking, oh, shit, this is. Oh. But it turns out she was just that repulsed by the thought of having sex with me that she had to respond in that negative fashion, such that she wanted to get me kicked out of the Legion. So I replied asking her to apologize for insulting me, because I thought that was pretty rude for her to infer that she would never, ever, in her wildest imagination, have sex with me. I thought that was repulsive to be that repulsed, that you couldn't joke it off. And she came back saying, me apologize? You're the one that and how do you know I got a boyfriend? So I respond, well, your status is single, so I assume By the way, I'm just going at this as though I was seriously trying to ask for a hookup. So I later explained that this was just a test to see what it is about the thought of having sex with me that makes this one lady just end friendship on Facebook, and then you come at me. Kim works at the Savage Legion, and she somehow thinks that, well, first of all, she's bossy as hell, telling me what to do, and she sometimes doesn't realize just how offensive she was in being offended that much, that she wanted to actually kick me out of a bar at the thought of me having sex with her. So maybe I'll post that PDF file of the transcript. But I kind of told her, I said, this is, I couldn't believe it. I mean, this is kind of like the joke when I'm like, hey, you want a mate? And then they call up 911, they call the police. This is pretty much exactly that, what happened. And I even don't doubt that she called the police to try to get them to do something, or even Facebook to try to get me kicked off of Facebook. And all I'm trying to do is get laid. And that's even if I'm serious about it. I was trying, as I told her, I was saying this was a test to see what it is about this kind of innuendo, my opening line for invitation for sex. What exactly? I didn't even have a chance to ask her because I didn't even care anymore after this point because I was so repulsed at her. I didn't even want her opinion anymore. So I talked to Carrie, sent her the message, and talked to Carrie, and she's like, "Yeah, well, I can kind of understand." And some ladies are offended by that. It's like, I don't understand. It's just a simple question: yes or no? Do you want to have sex with me? And is this why I think women are lowlifes? I think that that they have nothing better to do in life but complain about the silliest things. And where there's no problem, there all of a sudden is a problem. And they have to complain, and they have to talk to the manager and get somebody kicked out of a bar and get kicked off Facebook and get sent to the police and over nothing. And is this why I think women are despicable? And on that note, so it was about a week later, a week from today, that I'm at Jackpot and I meet this lady, Rhonda, and she is crazy. She's drunk ass, and she's an alcoholic, but somebody let me, when I sat down, she came up to me and started talking, and things progressed, I guess, pretty quick. I'm at the point where I'm like, I guess I'm pretty horny because of Jody's been texting me horny stuff, and I'm like, I'm overdue for some sex, so I'm like, let's go for it, right? And we danced twice on the dance floor, and this was the problem, is that she was creating a scene. She was doing like 6 sex strip shows, like that, sex teases out there in the dance floor. It was graphic. It was kind of graphic, and it definitely, for a guy that's trying to maintain a low profile in town, it was not the best thing for me to do, is go out there and dance. But not only did I do it once, and that was already a scene, but she called me out there again. And for the second time, what happened is she's doing her thing. She's just crazy doing her stuff. Funny as heck. It's really funny. But she went down and groped some, is a nice guy, is a nice Indian, his name's Bobby, and she groped him on his groin, and it was this funniest thing, and I'm like, oh my God, I mean, how much more embarrassing can this get, right? I mean, I should have just immediately bailed, but, so the band took a break, and, I'm going to cut to the end quickly. I'm going to go back. What happened is that I took her home and we had some fun, but in the morning I found my tires slashed, and I thought it was the Indian because she had groped him, and then I took her home. Evidently, the moral is you shouldn't, the chick should not be groping an Indian and then expect, and then go home with somebody else. So, and I'm thinking, where did I do anything wrong? Because anyways. She wasn't the prettiest lady. She was. She's crazy too. But I'm just, what the hell's going on, right? So I got some phone conversations going on that, trying to investigate what the hell's going on. I thought it was the Indian. I thought it was or not Bobby, but somebody, an Indian that saw me take a girl away from an Indian, and I just figured it was some kind of hit, you know. It turns out that I think it's my downstairs neighbor, who, previous to this, if I'm making too much noise, he'll do stuff, and I didn't suspect anything, but back when my kids were here, I guess they were making some noise, and he kicked in the garage wall. It just kicks in the plywood of the garage wall, and so I should show you the audios from that. But it's been very exciting, exciting in not a good way, because I don't like this kind of excitement. By the way, it was a bad morning. I'm taking Rhonda home to New Ulm, and I get a ticket in New Ulm for speeding, did some kind of speed trap there, and I got a 43 and a 30 or something. So, it was a really bad morning. I found my tire slashed. I had to get my mom's car to take her home. Oh my God! There's a thing that says women are trouble, but I knew this lady was trouble because she's an alcoholic. I knew it wouldn't work out much more than just some fun. But I do talk with Rhonda on the phone occasionally, and nice lady. It's just that she is a drunk, and it's just chaos. Into that world. It's kind of like Donna. And I tell you, man, my dates are like Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo. It's Donna, and most of the ladies, Gina, Julie, this crack addict, everybody I meet, I cannot seem to meet somebody that's tame. Everybody is some kind of wild animal. And it's just like Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo, except for I'm not really, well, I do end up paying. It's in the long run, I end up paying, I kid you not, man. What a crappy 12 hours finding my car slashed, and yeah, that's going to cost me. I got them temporarily plugged right now, but I'm still working out. I think I'm going to take my downstairs neighbor to small claims court to get money for the tires. I got my garage secured now, so there's no hole in the wall. Before there was a hole in the wall, so I couldn't lock the door. And now I've got it secure, and I'm pretty sure Dan did it. And I feel bad. Talking to the security at Jackpot, accusing them of something. And I'm telling you, man, it's just a bad time. Gotta calm down. You stop accusing people. Just start thinking, because I'm immediately thinking of getting out of here. Seriously, I cannot believe that somebody can do this, and I have no idea what's going on, and I just have to live here, and it's like being in a moment of, it's like terrorism, you're not sure when it's going to occur, or what I've done bad. I can't believe that I did anything wrong with, at Jackpot with the Indian, because I'm like, this lady is not a princess. In fact, I'm doing people a favor by taking her off their hand. And I'm just like, what the hell am I doing wrong here? Because it seems like nothing I'm doing wrong, and all of a sudden, there's a problem. So I'm working on certification. Got another test coming up here in about a week and a half. Hopefully I'll be certified at that point and be able to get a job. The court cases, it's just so hard to beat a system which is corrupt. That's the problem with the legal system. Yeah, I want to do some more cases, but it is just what I've seen. It's just that it's hard to, even though I have the power of the truth under oath, the judges declare that they don't have to answer my questions. It's getting hard to get anything done. It's very frustrating. But I'll still be doing my cases one at a time. They take forever. They take 6 months or 8 months from start to end, and it gets almost nothing done. That's the sad thing about the whole legal system, is it gets nothing accomplished, and it takes forever to do so. So, well, I guess that'll be about the end of this clip here. Halloween's coming up. I'm going out to, with my outfit, my Superman outfit, and we'll just, hopefully hopefully no more excitement. I gotta tell you, man, the band thing's not working out. I just kind of hang out and watch, and hopefully my next location I'll be able to get into a band. Hopefully I have enough time to, because it's important that I maintain that avenue. So I talked with my buddy Jeff Orbison from the Navy. Talked for like an hour about stuff, catching up a little bit. Found out though that Reese Killian I guess is dead. And this goes back to, this kind of relates back to in '99 when I thought that when the morph occurred, that people were angry because well, maybe I should just show you the videotape, the audio. But Reese was a pretty good friend that I had sent a letter, anonymous letter to. We're in the barracks one time, and this guy named Shoop was bragging about how he just tagged some lady in one of the foreign countries that were in France, I think. We're in France, and he's getting back. He's bragging about he and another guy had tagged this chick, and they were bragging about it. So I sent an anonymous letter to his wife explaining that he had done this. And I guess I created quite a storm on the ship, and I didn't even know about it. I didn't even realize it was alive as much as it was. I didn't realize how big of an impact I had made upon the setting of the ship. I made it basically unsafe, but they weren't sure who did it. They weren't sure who did it. There was a sting out to try to find who did it, and I think they blamed Reese Killian for it. And my psychic senses told me that he had been murdered by these people, the mob, or these people, in combination with his wife over a divorce issue. It turns out Reese did a murder. What I was told is that he did a murder-suicide. He killed his wife and then himself, and it was over the divorce. And I can't find any paperwork to back this up. But he is dead. Jeff told me he's dead. So I was pretty close as far as him being dead. That's pretty close to why it happened. But I wanted to find out, if the wife is still alive. I wanted to find out for sure if the wife had been killed. Not a good story. Not a good thing to find out. I had thought that one of my teachers had died in a drunk driver had hit him. Called him up in '99. He was alive, so I didn't think much of it. I tried to get a hold of Reese a long time ago. I couldn't get a hold of him. Maybe because he was dead. That's probably why. But yeah, he's dead. So he's a good guy, and so I'm doing a little bit of investigation to try to find out what happened. I'm trying to find out what happened. So yeah, as far as that anonymous letter I sent, I just, I'm not exactly proud of what I did. It was just something that this guy was being kind of a jerk to me and stuff, and for some reason I just did it. I printed it up on a printer and mailed it off, and it didn't seem like I was doing much. But there was a sting out, and I know when I think back, I realized all the things that were indication of the sting It is just that it wasn't very apparent. They were trying to elusively find out who did it. I think they blamed Reese. And there was some other instance on that ship that made it quite a soap opera in a serious level. When you're dealing with nuclear power, we had some number of things that happened in the plant in my last year on that ship that just seemed to be revolved around me or Reese. And you know, to find out that Reese is dead, and it makes me wonder, you know, what happened? What's going on? So, probably to be continued there. I might have some more about this, but yeah, man. Yeah, sometimes you just do things and you don't quite realize what you're doing. You know. Yeah. So that's just the nature of my story. I guess I had a knack for pissing people off, and it was just elusively. It was just elusive. If there was any retaliation, it was very elusive. So, I've had to make two addendums to this thing. The previous clip about the whole Reese Killian, and after making that, I published it, and I was just thinking, geez, I don't know, it's just been on my mind, this whole, the Reese thing, the Reese Killian thing. The man is dead. The man is a good guy. He's this really bright dude, blonde, tall, he had 3 kids, 3 boys. I think a little bit of family problems. And what I was told is that they were going through family issues, maybe a divorce, and then supposedly he shot her and then himself in a murder-suicide. And, I mean, as if I haven't got enough things going on in my life. I've got a vandalism on my car. I'm trying to worry about certification, getting a job, getting my family back. I'm now concerned. I mean, I was concerned about Reese. I had already investigated. I got a hold of my lieutenant. He's going to call me back. Hopefully he calls me back. I just want to find out what happened. Like I say, this is very suspicious to me. And I was just thinking about the sort of the irony of what has happened in my life and how it kind of relates to, it's like, okay, when I got vandalized, my car, I immediately blamed this Indian guy. It just looked like I just took away some Indian's lady, that the lady groped him on the dance floor, and everybody's, you know, thought it was hilarious, and maybe, you know, it looked like I took away some Indian's guy. And next thing you know, I have 2 flat tires in the morning. It looks like he initiated a hit, or some Indians, or something related to the Indians. Indians are sort of known to be sort of, and by the way, I guess the word Indian is not a good name or something. It's supposed to be called Native American. I don't know. Anyways, I'm not going to worry about the politics of it. But I guess they have a little bit a little bit of alcoholics, and they maybe got some temper issues. I had an issue at the VFW a month ago where 2 of the guys wanted to. They come up from behind me in bandanas and want to take me outside. So I already know that I got issues with the Indians, so I figured this was something related to that. Anyways, the moral of the story that I'm getting at is I jumped too quick, and I started blaming perhaps the wrong person. Similarly, the people on the ship, I think, were blaming Reese Killian for that note that I sent, an anonymous letter to Shoop's wife, indicating that he had an affair. And I was just thinking about, this is the analogy. This is exactly the point of my show, that what has occurred with me is symbolic of what occurred with them. They started assuming the wrong thing without stepping back and taking time and figuring things out. and doing some investigation. They blamed Reese, and perhaps he was murdered. Again, they're saying that it was a murder-suicide. Until I actually see an article, I'm going to be thinking that he was murdered, and that the Navy's covering it up. And what I feel bad about is that a man is dead, maybe because of me, because of what I did. And there was some commotion. There was this incident on the ship, which Ward, it's got EM. They're all EMs. Electricians. Electricians made as EM. I was EM1, first class. But we're all living in the barracks, and one day Ward insults Reese's wife, and trying to taunt Reese, and Reese came at him, and it was a physical altercation, and there was some hoopla with the lieutenant because he touched somebody, because he's, what is it called, assault or battery. But I explained to Lieutenant Krisky that he and I would have done the same damn thing. I heard the whole conversation. It was they were taunting Reese. What was going on is a test, a probe. They're like probing the animal to see if it would jump back. And it was uncalled for, this insult of the wife. It was more than that. It was a probe. It was exactly, it was so outrageous that there was something more going on. And I didn't know it at the time that was part of the sting, to find out. And they had already pretty much assumed that it was Reese that sent that letter. So they're probing him. They're picking on him. And by the way, Reese is the LPO. He's the leading petty officer. He's in charge of the plant. He's first class. But that's not going to stop the peons from picking on him. The people below him, it didn't matter anymore. People, there's more power here than just the rankings. There is, I guess, the mafia is involved in this. It's about, and there was other things that on the ship that were going on too. There was things going on in the plant. People were tripping seawater pumps that would take down plants and take down my prop. There'd be two nuclear reactors, and you'd cross connect, and that would they would fail, and then we'd both be dead, and we'd be dead in the water. It was just the strangest stuff going on in the last year, and we had so many incidences, and you're not supposed to. You ideally should have one or two a year. We were having one or two a month. It seemed like. But I tell you, when I found out that Reese is dead, I just assumed. It's been 10 years since I was able to been investigating Reese. Didn't get your word back. I didn't know anything. I don't know what took me so long to get a hold of Jeff. Jeff was a good friend in the Navy, and he turned officer and was 05, so he's retired now, but he has a lot of power. But he didn't seem to be. I don't know what's going on. I need to find out what's going on from Krisky. But yeah, the moral is, don't jump to conclusions, as I did. I blamed an Indian. It just looked like that's what happened. When it turns out I got a psycho neighbor. I got a psycho neighbor downstairs. And I just wonder what's going on with his family. With his kids are now probably grown up, right? Yeah, it's been 20 years, so they're grown up now. Without a mother or father, I don't know what's going on. I have to find out what's going on, man. But that's pretty much why I had to make this addendum here. Is that the moral of the story is, don't jump to conclusions when something has gone wrong, when there's something that's gone negative in your life, and you don't know who's to blame. You don't know what happened and where it came from. Step back for a moment and calm down. Don't be just accusing everybody, because it was getting embarrassing. I was accusing this Indian, and this Bobby's a nice guy. He really is. I couldn't believe it. But it just looked like the way everything had gone down. And that's exactly what Killian is. Killian is a nice guy. Killian he's an angel, I think. And he got a raw deal. I don't know if he got, he just got a raw deal, man. I don't know what happened in the rankings. That's why I got to talk to Krisky. I don't know if he got, I don't know if he got reprimanded or something for touching Ward, but Ward deserved it. Ward deserved to get his ass whooped. It wasn't even a whooping. There was just grabbing the shirt or something, But I guess for an LPO, that's not called for, And I stood up for him. I said, listen, Krisky, you'd have done the same thing had somebody insulted your wife. It was, and I really had no idea at the time that was all part of his sting related to that letter. To find out what happened. And they pretty much had found Reese Killian guilty. Reese, I wish you were immortal like me. You could survive death. And if you committed suicide, like I said, maybe things were going wrong because if you got reprimanded or something and you couldn't go for cheap or something, It's like, all because of that stupid letter. And the antics that were going on as a result. One time Ward, raised the level of a steam generator that was another incident report. And it was a big scene. It would look so silly on him. All the blame was taken on him for doing something stupid, and yet it seemed like, in hindsight, that maybe he was trying to get me in trouble. It's just strange. I was actually in my EWS training, and I was actually training on. I was reactor startup. I was doing the reactor startup when he did that. So here it is. I'm in training. I'm doing some qualifications to get trained up for engineering water supervisor, a high ranking in this, and he's on watch and he does that, and I guess it may have come across like he did it on purpose, and I just thought it was so strange. I just thought it was that what he had done, and then in hindsight that he may have done it on purpose to get me in trouble, and yet I didn't get in trouble. I was just, but I was part of the report, It's just some strange stuff was going on that ship. That prank, I played a prank on my study guide manager over at CBT Direct, and the joke was, I told him in the email, I said, listen, well, let me read it. One sec. Okay, it says, yeah, I took a test yesterday, very tough. I needed a 700, got a 680 something. I was close. You can take the retest 24 hours later, so I studied up last night, took it again earlier today, but they asked all different questions except for two. 635 for a second score. My biorhythms must be off. Very tough test. I tried your guarantee, but sorely failed. Can I get a refund of the cbt.direct.com course fee, please? And then he called back a little bit later. But that was a joke. It was I passed the first time with something. Well, it's explained when he calls me. But that was the joke. I had planned that joke actually on the way to the test thinking, okay, I hope I pass this thing because I got a good joke I can play on him, right? He's got to guarantee that if you fail it twice in a row or something, you get your course feedback. So I figured I could play around with that and make him sweat a little bit, but it was a short joke, but it delivered pretty good. Hello.
Tony,
Hey, Nate.
how you doing, man?
Good.
Get a reminder the call is recorded for quality assurance. So you took the test yesterday. How come you didn't keep me in the loop? You should have called me to let me know how you did.
Well, I just figured it was just so close. I figured I would just take it again quick and just get over the hump, you know.
Yeah.
But by the way, that was a joke. I did pass it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I passed it.
That's not a funny joke, man.
That's kind of why the people have trouble hiring me now. But anyways, that was just meant to be funny. I was just thinking it's kind of riding on the edge. I mean, the whole guarantee is to guarantee that I can pass it within 2 times. So I figured I might joke around about it. But I'm glad you called because I didn't want to keep you hanging for too long.
Did you pass it the first try or second time?
Yeah, first time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was just making that. Yeah, I was just making that up. Yeah.
You're a piece of work, man.
Yeah. Like I say, I'm glad you called early because I didn't want to keep you hanging too long there.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. That actually was the guarantee that I am. Is it guaranteed certification or the first test?
Certification, which you would need to take 5 days in between anyway. So I was going to tell you, you're out of luck anyways.
Oh, I see.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
So anyways, you took it yesterday. You passed it. What'd you get for a score?
760 something. It was. I tell you, man, that was a hard test. That was a bitch.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, 760 something. Great job.
Oh God, that was tough. I mean, I was just thinking, oh my God, man. I mean, I'm in the middle of this thing, and I'm going. It's only 40 questions, so it's less than the demos. The Skillsoft they're giving 45. It's less, but it was just a workout. I mean, it was just so. And I just felt like it was bringing me to my knees, literally almost. And I'm thinking, oh God. Luckily, my urgency was to get done within, like, say, 40 minutes or 50 minutes left over so I could review them. So I did. I got done with about 35, 40 minutes and started reviewing them and started realizing that, I think this might be able to work out. When you're taking it, it's like, God, this is not going well. And then you go into the review and you're thinking, well, I think I got a chance here. It's like,
yeah,
that was tough.
Well, awesome, man. So you're good for you. So you excited about that or what?
Oh yeah, man. I think that was a little harder than the. I think the next 2 I plan on doing 2 more. I think they're going to be easier. I think this was the harder one. So, and because my brain was sort of it's kind of like working out. This was such a workout yesterday that I think I will be able to do better just in natural ways of testing. Now that I know how they do it, I think I'll do. I feel confident about the next one, even more. I mean, I was feeling fairly confident about this one, but I tell you, man, it was rough in there.
They don't make it easy, man. That's for sure.
Oh God, I just got this on the resume. I've got listed that I'm certified. It's like, so that's added pressure. It's like, I really don't like doing that, but I sort of want to put a feeler out there and see how it goes on the market.
Well, that's the good thing about doing that is it gives you pressure to do it and kind of gets you committed to doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
Because if you're going to send it out there and you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Well, obviously you're kind of committing yourself to doing it, so you got to buckle down and make it happen, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly. Yeah. So
that's exciting.
Application test, and then the web test after that, and then I'm thinking if I don't get a job, I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing. I was thinking Atlanta, but maybe I should
kind of hang out and chill and see how the job takes me somewhere first,
Mhm.
and then yeah, I'm not sure where. I'm not sure the Atlanta's a good job prospect, and it's got good, decent housing. Cost of living's cheap there, so.
Yeah. Comparatively to New York,
Yeah, New York has got a buttload of jobs. I submitted there too. I submitted that resume I forwarded to you. I submitted to Atlanta and New York. Seattle. I tried Seattle, but none of them would just offer me. I was trying to get the quick link where you could just submit the resume, and some places you can't. You got to go through the whole mess of the certification. I mean, excuse me, the registration online, and that could take an hour. I'm looking for a quick fix. See, just to test the waters and
Yeah.
and what did you think of my resume? Is that okay or what?
I just pulled it up here. Just trying to. Hold on one second. I just pulled it up again. I don't know that I've ever seen a resume labeled with them labeling it as a synopsis, but
Okay, well,
20 years.
I can change that.
Let's see, programming computers as early as high school. Just for required days. About business. Oh, yeah, the other thing I was going to say, I would was saying that with business failing and needing money,
Okay.
don't shine a negative light on it. You know what I mean? You don't want to. The whole purpose of this is to create interest, and to really make it pop out. To say with business failing and needing money is not interest creator, and certainly is not making it pop out. You know what I mean?
All right.
Failing, and throwing in a negative light is not a positive thing.
All right.
So I would take that out.
Maybe I should have forwarded that to you before I sent it off. All right, I'll get that out.
I mean, this is not what I do, but just at a glance there, I would take that out personally. I noticed. Have you been sending this out in a Word format?
I copied the text and then pasted it in there. Some of them upload the resume. That's kind of why it's in text format. It's basically because some of them require just pasting it in there. So.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's not too graphic and not like, formatted, graphically.
Right.
Is that what you were getting at? It's not quite dressed up, or what?
Well, I mean, and as it opens up in Word, a lot of the stuff is underlined in green or red because of errors or
Oh, I see.
corrections. So maybe if you could put it.
All right.
If you could put it in some sort of a PDF form or some sort or something like that, maybe better. But anyway, let's just throw that out there. Attending school, attending online law school, writing a novel. Oops. Writing a novel, programming a Delphi while create enhance files. Yeah, I mean it's not bad. I would say that the purpose of this, you definitely want to sell yourself and really try and make it pop out, and make them say, wow, I want to talk to this guy, that type of thing, as opposed to just throwing the features out there. As far as accomplishments, things that you've kind of accomplished, I would I would kind of throw some accomplishments in there. Maybe kind of build yourself up a little more. You know what I mean? Because on something like this, you can build yourself up more, and then you can talk the talk when you get in there.
Okay.
But the whole purpose is to try and get yourself a callback.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just saying you can enhance it probably a bit more.
Um.
And definitely that other letter that you put in there. I don't know. Were you using that as a cover sheet or something?
That was a cover letter. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you need a cover letter.
I think some of them require it, so I kind of asking for one, so I figured I'd make one.
Okay. Then if you're going to do that, I would say I've been programming 7 years. I've been focused on my own business, which unfortunately did not work out. I would take that out there.
Okay.
Don't put the negative light in there, and don't say that I've certified. Maybe say because of my strong interest in staying on the cutting edge of technology and being the best at what I do, I've taken the initiative to certify and bada bing, bada boom. You know what I mean?
All right.
I would take more of that approach as opposed to, because I felt like you know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
So I would do that. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And I would say, if you're going to say I'm ready to succeed with your company given the chance, rather than saying that, you don't maybe say I feel I would be a good fit for your company because here's you know what I mean? I feel like I'd be a good fit for this position because boom, 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 and kind of go from that nature.
It's a little bit odd here in the Twin Cities. I'm not sure if it's like that around the country, but it's you get to an interview and you're not allowed to brag about how good you are. So, in other words, you're supposed to be very modest when you step into an interview.
I'm not saying about bragging, but I feel like I would be a good fit for this position because kind of get into I'm highly motivated for this or da 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 da, and then I understand being modest. I'm not saying brag, but you definitely want to sell yourself to some extent, and you would want to explain why you feel like you'd be a good fit for the position. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Showing your motivation to grow within a company, and you feel like you'd be an ideal fit because this is something that you've had a personal interest in for years, and it's something that you've taken a lot of initiative on your own to really gain a solid expertise in these areas, and that it's an area of the industry that you can definitely thrive in, and you think they'd be able to benefit from your whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
So take that for what it's worth. That's not what I do for a living, but that's just my personal recommendation.
Yeah, sounds good. Keep just a refresh. I should keep mental illness. Don't ever talk about that, right? Is that correct?
No.
Okay.
You don't even talk about negative things, man. This is not the time to be talking about negative things. You want to talk about the positive things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there in a job market, that like there's this affirmative action where people are hiring blacks because they're black? Is there, what I'm thinking is that there's also the reason why they ask if you have any disabilities is because of like the same kind of programs. They want to hire people who have disabilities so that they could get some kind of tax credit or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wouldn't bank on that.
Don't bank on that. All right.
You've got to get enough skill to be able to get a job without that.
Okay.
It's not. You know what I mean?
Yep. I was just curious. They ask. I assume when they ask if you've got disability or something, and they're doing it maybe for accommodation purposes, but they're also, I'm assuming businesses get tax breaks for hiring disabled people.
Well, it's don't assume, man. Just
Okay.
do what you know. Do what you know is right, and what you know is good. And you've got good skills, good background. You're gonna enhance it, and with your certifications, and so don't try and fall back on your disability as
As the crutch,
however
as the crutch
as a
I've made
crutch.
it, as the crutch I've made it to be over the years. Yeah.
That's not just in talking to you. I mean, you're not as you don't have you're not as disabled as you like to play it off today. Yeah.
Well, I know that, Nate. But I tell you, man, you have to experience what people do when they find out about my other person, this Chris
So
Roller guy. When they find
well,
out.
I hear you. So why bring yourself into that light?
Right.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
so we'll just keep the Tony Roller guy, the guy that's got a fresh start with the smarts and the certification, and see how he let's see how he goes, right? Let's see how.
Yeah, and then so then in the disability thing and all that, the other situation is the other situation. If I were you, I'd take down whatever sites you can take down, and give yourself the opportunity to be able to make a fresh start. And if you get if you get a negative response, not everybody's going to give you a negative response. You got to just keep pushing forward, man. You got to outcreate the situation. Because you've got the ability to do the job, man. You went in, you passed that exam. That tells me that you've really buckled down and stayed committed on the training. You went in, got certified. That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
That tells me you've got the ability to do this, and there's no reason why you shouldn't be doing it. So
Yeah.
the only person that's going to hold you back now is you.
All right. Sounds good.
Don't let it happen, man. All right.
Thanks for the advice, sir.
All right, brother.
All right.
Talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Bye.
See ya.
Probably like, yeah, but I got a message like that from Chris Roller, and the police will go, well, yeah, I can understand that because like he's pretty ugly, but I guess, but that's just the way it works, It's just you gotta.
I just don't understand women around here. I understand. Honestly, I don't understand guys around here either. How funny is that?
Explain the guy thing. What's up? What happened there?
Well, I don't know where this guy was from, but he had sent me a message on Facebook, and he said he wanted to get to know me better, right? Well, I have a lot of people say that, no problem. So I emailed him back, messaged him back and said, yeah, okay, tell me about yourself. So then he freaking writes me this letter about how we are dating and he will not see anybody else and he takes this seriously and I better be taking it seriously and all this crap, man. And I wrote him back and I said, whoa, I thought you wanted, to be friends. I'm married. It says so on my profile. I'm happily married. I hope you find the woman that you want, but it is not me,
Where's he from?
I don't know. From the sounds of his writing, I think he was foreign. I don't think he was from here.
Isn't he, doesn't his Facebook say where he's from?
I didn't go to his Facebook page. I ain't gonna go to his Facebook page. I just thought it was somebody who wanted to be a friend, because I've had a lot of people, come into my life lately, so it was no. So there's some desperate people out there,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why you took that so seriously. He's probably, like you said, he's probably just from another country trying to.
Well, all I said was, yeah, okay, I want to get to know you better too. Write me back and tell me about yourself. And then he just totally thought we were married. I don't know, it's pretty weird. That one scared me, actually. But so I mean, because you never know who's out there lurking around. I mean, God, what if he's totally nuts and he knows where I live? I mean, yeah, that would, which is not hard to find. It's on my website, my address and everything. So anyway, you just, you struck a chord in this lady. Maybe she must have had a bad experience or something. I don't know.
She is a bad
I
experience.
don't
She is a bad experience.
Yeah, I guess. But you got to be careful with what you say to people and stuff, because that could get you in trouble, big trouble.
Huh.
Well, that could get you, like I could, report that to Facebook.
Oh, God, you got to be kidding me.
Oh,
Oh, come on.
I didn't, but I could.
I don't even think you could. I don't.
Sexual harassment. But if he is a freaking weirdo and he goes out and stalks somebody else, you just got to be careful. You never know who you're dealing with these days. I mean, I hope.
Have you seen that Facebook movie? The Social Network? It's kind of interesting.
I don't really put a whole lot of stock in Facebook anyway.
I'm surprised it's as rich as it is. I mean, it's, I don't know, I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot of,
A lot of people out there that would rather Facebook than have, contact. I mean, how many long-lost relatives I found on there?
oh yeah?
Yeah, that was pretty sad. They couldn't contact me by phone or whatever. They have to Facebook me.
Yeah.
Anyway, man, you gotta be careful with what you say. It could get you in trouble. And you trying to find a career and stuff, you don't even want to be doing that shit.
I suppose. Huh. All right, well, I'll let you go.
Instead, you say that shit to the wrong person's wife, you're gonna get your ass beat. You gotta be careful.
Well, her status is single on the Facebook.
Well, you still, you're just saying that, so just gotta be careful, Chris. Come and see me sometime when you can get here. Still
Yeah.
2 more days for the contest if you want to be in it.
If I was in, yeah, I mean, I'd definitely have been there if I was in the area, but it's just kind of hard to get in there, So,
But I miss you.
yeah. But I'll get there. I gotta try to get there on a, Monday night or something, Friday night or something. All right, Carrie, take care.
All right.
All right.
You-
Bye.
Red Falls, please.
Hi, my name is Chris Roller. I have two tires deflated on my car, and I was wondering if I could get a police report on that.
Where you at, Chris?
I'm at 806 South Jefferson Street.
806 South Jefferson.
Yeah, I'm in apartment 2.
All right, and your phone number, please.
The caller ID is 507-637-0918.
All right, I'll let the officer know.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Bye. So it'd be nice to get that fixed so that
Well, I know it would be nice to get it fixed. But whoever did it should do it, you know. And I noticed that when it was first, when the pieces were still there, the next time I came up, the pieces were taken down and they were in your garage on their east wall,
Say again?
right? Huh?
Say again now? Say one more time.
That what?
Repeat. I didn't hear you. Say again.
Can't you talk plainer than that? I can't understand you because
Somebody kicked in the door. Yes, I have the pieces in my garage because somebody kicked it into my door, into my garage.
I can't help for that because I don't know, and nobody owns up to it.
Well, I can't help that, but I need my garage secure so that I don't get vandalized again.
Well, it isn't vandalized. What do you got in there besides your car?
My car is pretty valuable to me. I don't want my car vandalized so I don't have to run around.
Oh, I agree with you on that. But what else do you have in there?
Well, I can't put anything in there because you don't fix the wall.
Well, don't blame me.
Well,
I'm not going up to fix it.
I know you didn't break
Somebody
it.
else has to fix it.
You didn't
And
break it.
everybody's busy. And everybody is busy right now.
Ursula, I need the garage fixed so that I can have a secure garage so that I don't get vandalized. That's the bottom line. It's your duty to fix
Oh,
that.
well, you won't get vandalized. You haven't got vandalized yet, have you?
I got vandalized today. My tires were deflated.
What?
Open up your ears, lady. My car was vandalized this morning. That's why I'm calling you right now.
What did they do?
They deflated the tires.
They what?
They deflated the tires. That's why I'm calling you right now to let you know that I want my garage fixed so that I can secure my car.
Well, I can't do anything about it today anyhow.
Well, as soon as possible would be nice because I just want to secure my garage, you know. And by the way, I did not kick in the door. I did not kick in the wall. I don't know. Somebody did. It wasn't me. I don't know who, but it's you know, it wasn't your fault. But you need to fix it so that I can assure that my car is going to be safe in the future.
Well, are you suspicious of who did it?
Ursula, I don't know. I don't know who did it.
Well, I don't either. Nobody owns up to anything, you know.
I know, but at least if I had a secure garage, I could then lock it up, and then this wouldn't occur.
Well, it'll get fixed, but I don't know when.
All right. Well, thank you for your efforts. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Thanks for calling too.
And have you made any progress on the softener, the water salt? I guess not. Hello? I guess she hung up.
Hello?
Ursula,
Hello?
it's Chris from apartment 2.
This is Chris?
Yes, apartment 2.
Yeah.
I got the hole boarded up, so.
You got it ordered up?
Yep, I boarded it up today, so I got it secure. So I got it locked up again. The two tires were slashed, so I had 2 tires slashed in my garage.
It was what?
I had vandalism. 2 tires were slashed. I had to repair 2 tires today.
They were flat.
Slashed, yes.
Oh, for goodness sake.
They were punctured.
Tires were?
They were punctured with ice pick or something, and had to be replaced.
Oh, for goodness sake. Well, that's too bad, really.
Well,
Yeah.
just wanted to let you know that the hole's taken care of. So.
It's okay. All right, I'll check it when I come up then. Okay. Well, thanks for calling, Chris.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Dispatch.
Is this security for Jackpot?
Yes, it is.
I'd like to make a report, please.
Good
Is it
boy.
vandalism a couple nights ago?
Where at?
Well, it happened to my car. I'm not sure whether it occurred. I think it occurred at my place, but it concerned. This concerns an Indian at Jackpot.
Okay, let me get a hold of my supervisor.
All right.
I'll just hang on here.
All right. Thank you.
Bravo 1, I have a 1021 for you. Okay, I'll transfer you.
Thanks.
Whatever your game, you'll find it at Jackpot.
Security, Steve.
Hi. My name's Chris Rolla. There's a vandalism that occurred on Saturday night, Sunday morning.
What?
I had a vandalism to my car done on Saturday night, Sunday morning, and it pretty much dealt with an Indian there. At the
I'm not sure of the situation. Did you report it?
I am actually reporting. I've reported the tires were flattened. They were punctured with an ice pick or something. I did report it to the police. I'm actually recording this so that I can send them this audio to the police in addition to the previous report I've done.
You did a report with us out here?
No, I'm doing that right now. I'm trying to make a. But I also.
Oh, no. You can't do it over the phone with us. You got to come here so we know. We got to see that it actually occurred here by our cameras and stuff.
Oh,
If you come out here, see, when did this occur?
Saturday night, Sunday morning.
And now you're first calling about something that happened out here?
Yes, sir. Concerns an Indian out there. Yeah, concerns.
I know, but you're saying it happened out at Jackpot? The incident with your vehicle?
It either occurred there or I found my tires flattened at my place on Sunday morning.
Oh, no. Yeah, but it doesn't have anything to do with Jackpot in general, then.
Well, it does because the Indians there. There was basically a sort of a commotion that occurred that night at the casino, and I think the Indians decided to vandalize my car.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, but I'm not following you very good here because you're saying something that didn't happen here. If you would have flattened tires here, I know it didn't happen here because you said it happened at your house. But now you're saying that some Indian, which you probably should dress that a little different, but that somebody vandalized your car, but if it happened at your house, because your tires would have been flat here if it would have happened here. You wouldn't have got home, believe me. If you 4 flat tires.
No, there's.
I'm still not relating why you're calling this much later about the incident that you say your vehicle got vandalized from an Indian from here. Now. I'm not following that at all. If your vehicle wasn't vandalized here, how could you say an Indian vandalized it here? I mean, what am I missing here?
Well,
there's something not quite right here.
Well, first of all, you're not listening very good.
Yes, I am, because you're not saying it very good. Because I do this all the time, and I'm not following it all. You're just saying an Indian. Possibly, and I heard that word, vandalized your car. But we have to have, what could we do for you that's going to answer the situation that you have.
Well,
What's the situation with this Indian?
If you'd stop,
Because I don't follow it.
If you'd stop talking, I might be able to explain it to you.
Well, you tried. Okay.
Okay.
Try it again.
Okay. There was an incident at the not an incident, but sort of a thing where there's this nice Indian guy. He's 70 years old. You can't miss him. He's skinny. He's a good dancer. And what happened is that before I got there, I think this chick may have been hitting on him. Okay. Well, anyway, I didn't take her away from him, but she started talking to me, and we're dancing on the dance floor, and she grabs his crotch. She was the scene maker that Saturday night. This is the lady.
Where was this at? Here, at Jackpot?
That's right, Saturday night. That's right.
And was there an incident brought up on this? I mean, did anybody report anything about any of this?
Right. Well,
to this. That's usually what happens here. When there's a problem, they come to security at the situation, the time of the situation. Now, you didn't do any of this. Okay, now I got to just know that, and then you can continue. There was nothing brought to security at the time of this, what you're telling me, right?
Yeah, I don't know if
because I don't have a report.
I don't know if you're.
I don't have a report. You're giving me about dancing and stuff. I just want to make sure that there's an incident that happened on the floor here. You know, I just want to know if it was reported.
Can you shut up sometime? Thank you. All right. Now, I don't know if you're trying to be.
Okay. First of all, when you talk to me like that, you need to come out here and make a report. You need to come and face me when you're saying this kind of stuff, because you're not making sense. You come here and tell me face to face. Come on out to here. You're in Redwood, right? Come out here and make the report. You're not making sense. I'm trying to get your story, but you're going into dancing and Indians and something that may have occurred and didn't.
Yep.
Not necessarily.
Yep, I pissed off an Indian, and he slashed my tires. So there you go.
But it didn't happen here.
It could happen there. It was a slow leak.
But it didn't happen here.
I drove home. No, I was able to drive the car. Once I blew up the tires, I was able to drive it around for a few hours. So I could have drove it home. It could have happened there because it's a small hole that ruined the tire.
And now you're just reporting it now. That's what I'm getting at.
Well, I just got it fixed yesterday, sir. Don't be a smart.
No.
Don't be a fucking smart ass.
No. Hey, come here. Come here to Jackpot.
What's your fucking name, man? What's your fucking name?
Come here.
My name's Chris Roll. What's your fucking name?
Hey, I had a problem with vandalism. My car was Sunday morning, and well, the thought occurred that maybe I'm making too much noise, and maybe you did it or something. And it's I know I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Maybe I was making too much noise. I had a guest over Saturday night, and
no, I haven't heard nothing.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, it's.
You haven't been that loud.
I haven't been that loud.
No.
Okay.
Well, it's normal.
Well, it's not.
Again,
it's not normal.
People come and going, and
well,
you know.
If it isn't, if I am making too much noise, just
you know, Ursula asked a while ago, and I said, well, it's normal. People come and go. They're going to make noise. You know.
All right. Well, I mean, it's not normal.
My girlfriend leaves at, you know, she comes home at 5 o'clock in the morning, and when she gets out of work, you know,
yeah.
Gary goes at 11 o'clock, or,
yeah.
You know, people are going to make noise.
Yeah.
You know, you just can't. People live. I mean,
right.
I mean, you know, so, you haven't been to bed.
Right. I'm trying to actually.
No,
I feel I've been.
I feel I've been awesome up to this point. Now, my kids were here. When my kids were here, they make a little noise. They make some noise. And I try to tell them keep it down.
You don't have to. They're kids. I mean.
Well, the thing is when my kids were here, I had my garage kicked in. I didn't report. I'm starting to report this stuff to the police. When my tires were cut, it was. This is where I have to start investigating now. I have to. But earlier when my kids were here, it's back in August. The garage was kicked in. This is just after Ursula had the walls done. Somebody kicked the wall in. And I didn't report that.
Yours the second garage or the third one?
Mine's the second. So somebody came in the third garage and kicked it in because they're mad at me. So the thought occurred. Now the thought's occurring.
Mine's way down the end.
Yeah, no. What I'm suggesting is that you may have kicked in my garage because I'm making too much noise.
No.
This is why it's taken 3 months later. Why I'm asking you this, because it's hard to believe that this could be occurring. What's hard to believe is that I now have $150 damage with 2 new tires because somebody decided.
They went in your garage and did it?
Yeah, I have to have it open now because the hole was kicked in the side. So I now have plugged up that hole and it's now secure. The thing is and you know, you're probably wondering why I wouldn't come to you earlier, because I didn't suspect I was doing anything wrong. So now I'm thinking, okay, going back to the past. Not only was it kicked in once, it was kicked in twice. It was partially done. It was like partially kicked in, like pretty much 3/4.
Oh, who's got the third garage?
Huh?
Who's got the third garage?
I don't know. Somebody's got it. Anyways, but he leaves his door unlocked, so anybody, i.e. you, could get in there and just kick in my wall when you're mad at me, right? The thing is I've been telling you the whole time, if you're ever mad at me for making noise, just put a note or saying, listen, you're making too much noise.
Like I told you, everybody's.
What I'm saying is,
everybody's making noise.
What I'm saying, it's one thing when you know, these things occur, but now that it's costing me hundreds of dollars to repair them, I now have to make police reports. So I don't know.
I don't have nothing to worry about. So I don't. You have cops come talk to me. I don't.
Yeah, this is truly amazing to me. I'm a notary public, and I was wondering if you could swear. I could swear you in. It's basically you're gonna swear that you did not cause any damage to my car or the garage. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Just go ahead and raise your hand. I swear. It's basically right hand. I swear.
I swear.
That you did not cause any.
You never touched. Never been in your garage.
And okay, never been. Okay.
I've never been in there.
And never caused any damage to.
Never caused no damage
to the car or garage.
Car or garage.
Okay, thank you.
I've never been in their garage.
Okay, thank you. I don't know. Like I say, I'm fishing because my guest, she's I guess a little drunk, and she slammed the toilet down. This is before I could stop her. I had no idea she was going to do this. She made some noise. And it was loud. It was fucking loud to me.
No, that's not going to happen.
And I felt bad. Listen. If you guys ever have a problem with my noise, you just let me know. You can knock or put a note up there saying, listen, I had a problem.
I guess, like Ursula said, and I said, people come and go. Gary goes at 11 o'clock. Well, he goes up the steps, you're going to hear it.
Listen, I am extremely respectful. I'm extremely respectful for the noise I make.
People, you come and,
If I'm ever a problem, you will let me know with a note, please, right? You'll never harm me, right?
No.
I mean, this is costing me money now. What's going on? So I'm just saying. I'm very respectful. I do not intend to causing any problems. In fact, I don't even go in that room. You guys, is that your bedroom over there?
Yeah.
I never even go in that room. That's my storage room. So my bedroom's over here, so you'll never even hear me over there.
Well, like anything. The guy next door, he plays his music all the time too, and you can hear that too. But
yeah, I mean,
it's just the way it is.
I mean, if I play any music, it's because I'm over in this area over here.
That's just the way it is.
Well, I mean, that wouldn't even.
People are gonna make
even
noise.
if it is loud, that shouldn't even bother. I mean, usually
people are gonna make noise.
Only time that it's not gonna bother anybody is if it's in the bedroom. That's why I'm trying to keep really, really quiet.
Well, like you said, people make noise. I mean,
Okay.
If I've gone, we've lived here, and your upstairs one, there's probably 10 different people lived there since we lived here.
Well, how many years have you been here?
9 years or something.
9 years, okay.
So, I mean, you know, there's probably been 10 different people up there. I mean, you know, and they come and go. I mean, some people make noise, and some ain't gonna make noise. You know? We had one a while ago, he was a single guy, and shit, he'd sound like an elephant walking, you know? But he's gone too. I mean, like I said, people make noise. And they had other vandalism here before, because Gary had his car rode on spray painted, and
It's just, it's scary to me because, to me, it's whoever's done this is, for other terms, a lowlife. Because I cannot believe, I don't know who did it, and it's just really childish. It's so childish. It's so childish.
I don't know who's got the third garage. I didn't even know what garage you had.
Yeah, it took a lot of guts to come down here right now and accuse you of these things. Because this is,
I don't get nothing to hide.
this is so bizarre that I have to investigate and I have to suspect. Okay, could my neighbors have done this? This is childish beyond belief.
Well, like I said,
that this would
it
occur.
doesn't bother me because I don't got nothing to hide.
Okay, well,
You know?
I thank you for your
Or
time.
I'm on the end of the garage, and I didn't even know, like I said, I didn't even know which garage you're in, really. I don't know who's got the third one. I've never been in the third garage. Been in the first one, been in Jim's. I won the garage, the guy that lives across from me. Up there.
Okay.
He's never home, but I've been in there, I've sat and talked to him for a couple times, but that's the only one.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Yeah.
I will,
No
like I say, I'll,
No problem.
okay, what's your first name?
Dan.
Dan, all right, I'll just make mention to the police report that, like I say, this is getting pretty serious now that it's costing me money, so I should have said something a while back when the garage was kicked in.
Yeah, I didn't. What,
Um,
inside or outside? The garage door or
no,
inside?
it's the wall was kicked
Oh.
in from the garage 3. Somebody kicked it in to get access to my garage, and it worked. I mean, I couldn't. There's a hole there, and I had to leave my door open essentially because the neighbor leaves his door open, so there's really no use for me to keep it secure now.
Who's the third one?
I don't know.
Some guy? He's in the other side, eh?
He's.
Maroon color car?
I know.
Or is it Tosman, that Osborne?
He's
The guy that works at Kale Jar?
He's an Indian guy. I don't know.
Oh, okay, that's that one other one. The little silver car then?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't even know who that is then.
It's just.
Tobin's must be the fourth one then. Guy works at Kale Jar. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Ours is way down in the end, the last one. I thought that's Kelly's garage, the one way down in the end.
Well, thank you, Dan. I
Yeah,
appreciate
no
your time.
problem.
All right.
If you want, have cops come talk to me. I know them. So.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Inside when the form is inside.
Hey, I told you yesterday I didn't do nothing, right? And now this is gonna stop right now.
No, just get a sign. That's all.
This is gonna stop. You're not a goddamn cop. You get a cop up here, and I'll sign this on with it.
Well, I'm just saying.
I am sick of it.
All right.
I've been real nice.
No, you have not. Now you haven't.
You can go to hell.
No, but listen. Just get a sign.
You go look your cop. I don't care, buddy.
I'm looking to find.
And if you do it again, if you come down to Hazard House, I'm keeping the paper. Because I'm going to talk to the cops. You know? And then I'll put a harassment against you. I'll put a protection order against you, buddy.
Listen.
You hear me?
The reason why I'm doing that.
You hear me? You heard me now.
I hear you.
You come down and you bother me or Kelly again downstairs. And I'm going to put a protection order against you.
I'm gonna
harassment.
I'm gonna be taking you to small claims court. You know.
You can take me to small claims court.
If without that sign, I'm gonna take you to small claims court.
You're off the wall, buddy.
Well, so you did it then. You don't want to sign it, so you did it.
I never did it. I admit it.
You admit it?
I said I didn't do it.
No, I'm just saying, sign that. Sign that.
You ain't nothing, buddy. I don't have to sign nothing.
So that means you're guilty then.
No, I don't.
If you don't want to sign something, that means you're guilty.
No, I don't. If the cops come up here, I'll sign the son of a bitch. But I'm doing it right in front of them. I ain't having some weirdo come down there and have me sign a piece of paper.
It's a legal paper.
It is not.
It's a piece of legal paper. That's what that is.
It is not.
It is. You'll get it notarized. It's legal.
It is not, buddy.
Would you like to place a bet on that? Would you like a $100 bet on that?
You off the wall, buddy. But no, I'll put a harassment against you if you come down by
Go fuck yourself, piece of shit.
I will.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You want to raise your voice to me, you fucking pile of fuck?
But I'm telling you, I'll put a harassment against you.
Go fuck yourself, man. You're going to small claims court.
Well, go
You're
ahead,
gonna pay for
take
that
me.
fucking car, piece of shit. You fucking did that. That's why you're not signing. You fucking did it.
No, buddy.
Go fuck yourself, man.
I never
You fucking psycho. You fucking do shit in people's shit. Fuck you, man.